Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning in to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. I'll be joined by Andrew Fillipponi here in just a matter of moments. On the other side at the 93.7, the Fan Cam, and we're going to be talking about the Steelers and the postponement of tomorrow night's game, which I was really surprised. We can also talk about that horrible loss by the Pitt Panthers today. But, Pony, I want to bring you in now and talk about the introduction. I love how Ken introduces you now.
Well, hey, and it goes a long way. That guy you just saw that Ken profiled, Big Ed, was on our radio show today. He's a big fan of the Sports Call. He's an absolute legend. You saw him in his overalls, his hard hat, his big Steelers chain at the game. So word gets around, Richie. You know, you get on a show like this, people pay attention. So thank you for that.
Yeah, we got jam-packed phone lines right now, so obviously a lot of people are paying attention. And one thing I want to get into, Pony, we talked about this at 4 o'clock today. I'm super surprised. I was told for the last 2 days that this game was not going to be moved, specifically because of money. And the primetime audience on Thanksgiving night. This is what I was told practice squads are for, expanded practice squads. Are you surprised that they moved it? And since they moved it, it makes me wonder that this is worse than maybe they're letting, and we know that this potentially could get moved again.
Well, then where are the big insiders on that? You know, where's Adam Schefter?
I don't know.
Where's Jason Lock-In-4 of CBS Sports? You know, if there's more to it and the Ravens have a full-fledged outbreak on their hands, let's see it. Let's get the details out there. You know, you can't hide these things.
No, but I'm saying maybe they're expecting more cases tomorrow or the next day. I'm not saying they're hiding cases.
Well, if they're expecting more positives tomorrow and the next day, I don't know, number one, how they would be able to predict those things. And number two, what would make it any safer to play the game on Sunday? If more guys are going to test positive, you think they'd be better off doing it now than waiting? You know, when the Ravens roster would be even more depleted. So, yeah, I'm with you. As far as the surprise today of finding out that the game wasn't going to happen on time, it's been more than a month since we last had a game postponed. So, yeah, every reason you said there, the money for NBC is big. Now it's a 1:15 Sunday game, and there's going to be eyeballs all over the country watching other games too, not just focused on Steelers-Ravens. I said today on my show, Richie, I was convinced that the Steelers-Ravens game was going to be the highest-rated NFL game of the year. Not just in Pittsburgh, but I mean overall.
Wow.
Because everybody's at home, it's a holiday, and it's an undefeated team, and it's the best rivalry in the NFL. And now that's 1:15. It's the same time as Jaguars-Browns on Sunday, Bengals-Giants. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me either. I think they should have played the game, asked the Ravens to call guys up from their practice squad, left coaches and personnel back in Baltimore who weren't available, that were because of high contact tracing, high risk people, leave them at home, isolate the guys that have the coronavirus, and play the game. But evidently the NFL said abundance of caution. We'll see if things are really better on Sunday.
Yeah, supposedly and reportedly it's the strength and conditioning coach. Wasn't wearing a mask, wasn't following protocols. Wasn't reporting symptoms.
Get him out. Get him out of the league.
You're right.
As far as I'm concerned.
I'm with you, though. Like tomorrow, they shouldn't have postponed it. Tomorrow morning, everyone that shows up, whoever passes goes, whoever doesn't stays behind. That's what you do.
The strength and conditioning coach, if that's true, and I'm sure the reason why the Ravens volunteered that information is because you know now everything's under surveillance at these team headquarters. Everything's on camera 24/7 to see if anybody is bypassing and cutting corners and not following the rules. My guess is that, you know, the Ravens got caught red-handed, and this guy should be suspended and fined heavily. I would fire him if I were the Ravens. But here's the problem, Richie, as I see it. What is the NFL going to do now? Throw the book at the Ravens after they let the Titans get away scot-free? I mean, that would be awfully... It's the NFL, so they're hypocritical all the time, but that would be a new one if they let the Titans go with just a slap on the wrist and threw the book at the Ravens.
You know, but think about it. This really screws the Steelers.
Of course it does.
They lost out against the Titans. Now, if this game does get postponed, I mean, it could be a good thing that it's being played on Sunday because Joe Hayden can get healthy. A couple of guys have more
Those
rest.
guys were going to play anyways. Everybody I talked to said Hayden and Juju would have played in the game tomorrow night.
Yeah, and I agree with you. But I don't mind it being played on Sunday. I don't think that's the worst thing. I'm afraid of it being postponed. And now the Steelers, if they are the number 1 seed, would lose that bye week.
Well, when you say lose that bye week, what do you mean?
Well, they would have to play week 18, right? And then there would be
or the NFL just cancels the game and they go to their 16-team playoff, which they have now the permission to do. That's been agreed upon, which would recoup a lot of money, wouldn't it? If all of a sudden CBS or NBC had an extra playoff game, that would go a long way to the people that are going to, the money they're going to lose out from not having Ravens Steelers in front of a lot of people on Thursday Night Football. So a lot of things running through my head right now, Richie. I know Steelers players are livid over this. We had Avery Williamson on our show today. He said Mike Tomlin was upset when he found out about the news. He didn't say, all right, let's just move on. He had to take some time to compose himself. He was so angry.
Yeah, because the Steelers are doing the right things. And it seems like these other teams and teams that they're playing, it just kind of, this is the second time it's happened to the Steelers. All right, we're going to take some phone calls here. I know people want to talk about this. 412-575-2600 is the number. It's busy right now, but I'm sure you'll be able to get on if you keep trying. Get back in a couple minutes.